everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Katarina. I film videos mainly about project planning and vegan and cruelty-free beauty, but today's video is going to be an introduction to my beauty budget. So in this video I will be sharing with you what kind of budget I will be doing and also my reasons why I want to do the budget. I don't know if it is Hannah Louise Poston who originally created a beauty budget. I think people probably have been budgeting their beauty purchases previously, maybe even on YouTube, I don't know, but I do think it was Hannah who made beauty budgeting really popular. So I will link her channel down to my description box if you want to check her out. My makeup shopping has been quite out of control this year, and I was talking about this more on my The Truth Behind My Makeup Addiction video. If you didn't see the video, I will link it to the description box of this video so you can go and check it out. But I will say that I have now unlisted the video. It was a really personal video and a really hard video for me to make, and even though I was really overwhelmed with the loving and positive response from all of you, I'm talking about so personal stuff in that video that I just, at this point, I don't feel comfortable leaving the video up so that it would be really easy to find. So yes, it is still up, but you will need a link to the video. That will be in the description of this video. But in that video I am talking about some shopping problems and how they are related to other problems that I have had in my life. And yes, my beauty shopping has been quite out of control this year. I have been giving excuses to myself to spend way more what I really need to be spending. I have been lying to myself. I was supposed to be kinda like on a beauty replacements only no-buy for the rest of this year, but I am just not on a right mindset to do a no-buy. When I did my no-buy year in 2019, I was really motivated to do it, and I really expected my no-buy year to kind of like change my mindset when it comes to shopping makeup, and I honestly think that I had too high hopes for my no-buy. Like, I expected it to change my behavior altogether. And yeah, I just have been slipping back to my old shopping behavior after my no-buy year, and right now I am not in a mindset of doing a no-buy. I was supposed to be kind of like on a no-buy, and still I have made purchases that is like clearly against the idea of no-buy. So I don't want to fool anyone to think that I am on a no-buy. I know myself that if I don't start this budget already or some other system that I can really follow, I know that I will give myself excuses of purchasing way more products this year what I really need, and I will give excuses to myself to spend way more money that I really want to be spending, especially since we do have the big end of the year sales coming, so Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and also Christmas sales. So that's why I really wanted to start this budget already and not wait for the beginning of the year. Before we get into my personal budget and my rules and my reasons to my budget, I wanted to make one kind of like big disclaimer. In these videos I will be talking about money, and finances are a really personal topic. In fact, first I didn't even know if I wanted to film the budget on my channel or if I wanted to talk about money, because it's so subjective. I know for a fact that I do spend way more on beauty than an average person does spend, and I'm fine with it. But I know for a lot of people, especially if you're not into beauty that much, it might sound like way too much. However, on the other hand, I do know that for someone who is like truly a beauty enthusiast or a makeup collector, the money that I'm willing to spend is nearly not enough. Or if you are someone who uses a lot of beauty services like hairdresser, maybe nails, lashes, maybe some facials. I will be talking about finances here, but just know that if you spend way less than me, that's totally fine. Also, if you spend way more than me, that's totally fine too. I don't ever want to come across judgmental, even if you spend like double or triple what I'm willing to spend in a year, or in a month. You are responsible of your own finances, and I have based my budget on my personal income. Okay, so that was like a long and rambly intro, so let's get to the actual numbers. I was wondering if I should set myself like a monthly budget or a yearly budget or something in between. And what I think I want to do for next year is that I want to set myself a yearly budget. I have been thinking a yearly budget between 1,500 and 1,800 euros, including all of the beauty services. Remember that I do go to a hairdresser, so that takes quite a chunk from my beauty budget. I have been thinking of splitting that number between seasons. One way to do it would be to split it between months. However, I don't know if that would work for me personally, because if it is a month when I'm going to a hairdresser, that is going to take almost all of my budget, and then I wouldn't necessarily be left with money to make skincare replacements, for example, that are necessary to do. Like if I'm running out of eye makeup remover, I need to buy that, and I cannot just wait like for the next month and not take my eye makeup off, you know. So I think next year also I want to go with a seasonal budget where I will split the yearly amount between seasons. Like for example, if I'm going with 1,500, I would probably split it between 4 months, and then I would have 500 euros for 4 months to spend. But for the rest of this year, my beauty budget is going to be 300 euros, so for the next 3 months. So yeah, let's just go through all of the things that count towards my beauty budget of 300 euros for the rest of this year. Makeup, skincare, hair care, nail products, perfume, beauty services, subscription boxes, and shipping fees and taxes. All of those things count towards my beauty budget. What I decided not to include are all of the hygiene products and body products. And why I don't count body products towards my beauty budget is that I think sometimes the line between what is a hygiene product and what is like a body care product can be like really fine. Like for example, shower gel. For me, I don't consider it to being a beauty product. I consider it to be like a hygiene product because I need to wash my body. And anyways, I do not spend a lot of money to shower gels. Like the Body Shop is the most what I'm willing to spend on a shower gel, because no matter how fancy shower gel I have, I don't find any enjoyment out of washing my body, you know. So because of that, I decided to exclude all of the body care. Body lotion is maybe something I would consider a beauty purchase, but I do have enough body lotion to last throughout this year, because I don't lotion my body except when it is really cold and my skin is really dry. And then I do have some extra rules. This is mainly what comes to kind of like gifts and stuff like that. I rarely get any gift cards to cosmetic stores or, you know, to stores where I could buy beauty products. In fact, I rarely get gift cards in general. I do get money sometimes, like my mother, she still gives me like actual cash when it is like Christmas or my birthday, but I rarely get gift cards. But if I get a gift card that I could spend on cosmetics, that doesn't count towards my beauty budget. However, if I get cash as a gift and I decide to spend that cash towards beauty purchase, that counts. So I hope that makes sense. If I have money and I spend the money, that counts, but spending a gift card doesn't count. I think that's really everything what comes to the rules. If you have anything to ask from my rules, or if you do think there's something I'm missing what I should consider, please let me know down in the comments. Now that the rules is like out of the way, let's talk about my reasons to this beauty budget a little bit. Well, I did tell you already that my makeup shopping has been out of control, but now in the end of the video I kind of like wanted to go a little bit more in depth and, you know, explain. And I will be talking about how much I have been spending this year, and I'm honestly a little bit uncomfortable sharing this information with you, but I hope this helps you understand why I feel this is necessary right now. As I said, 2019 was my beauty replacements only no-buy year, and I really expected my no-buy year to kind of like change my shopping habits for good, but then somewhere during spring I started to have more and more kind of like purchases that I necessarily shouldn't have made, and I decided to go through some of the numbers with you. Most months this year I have spent between 200 and 300 euros a month. Now remember that the budget for the rest of this year is going to be 300 euros. I have almost every month spent almost 300 euros just in one month, so that gives you a little bit perspective. There has been months that were a little bit better, like August. In August I spent like 165 approximately to beauty. And then July was my no-buy July month, because you know June was especially bad month, and we are going to talk about June in a second. But because June was so bad, I wanted to do a no-buy July. But even when I was on a no-buy for a month, I still spent 69 euros on beauty. This includes my Pip Box, which was a little bit under 25 euros, but even when we take that out, I did spend like 44 euros, and that was towards like skincare products that was kind of like necessary, so replacements. I was running out of my, you know, cleansers and my eye cream, and also I didn't have eye makeup remover that worked, so I had to purchase those things. So even though I was on a no-buy during July, I still spent 69 euros on beauty. And that kind of like boggles my mind. For me, my no-buy July month felt really successful, and it was. I really didn't purchase anything I didn't need, and the Pip Box I allowed myself to get. I just didn't want to cancel my subscription for 1 month when it is something I enjoy getting. But still, I didn't feel like I bought anything, and still I spent almost 70 euros. I think this is just like insane. But still, July was the best month. Now June. I'm honestly ashamed of this, and I wouldn't want to share this with you. And just please remember, if you spend this amount in a month, it's your finances, but considering my situation that I was laid off from work, I took all of this money from my savings account. This just, I don't feel good about this. In June, I spent over 500 euros to beauty. Yes. I was giving myself a lot of excuses to make purchases, like it was my birthday, which, you know, I think it's a good reason to, you know, buy myself a present and treat myself a little bit, but I also gave like other excuses to myself to make purchases that I really didn't need to be making. So this was extremely bad month. I will say though, in June I did have a hairdresser appointment, so that was like a little bit more money, but still. In total this year I have spent over 3,300 euros to beauty. I can tell you that that is way more what I make in 1 month. Just to give you a little bit of perspective, like I don't want to be spending like this, and this is why I need to make this budget right now, because I know myself, if I wait for the beginning of next year, I will allow myself to spend a lot more, like during Black Friday sale, what I really want to be spending. So that's why it makes sense to start right now. So yeah, as you can see from this, the no-buy year really didn't change anything in my shopping behavior. It helped for a while, or I wouldn't say it didn't change anything. I will say I have been more thoughtful about my purchases. Like, I really don't make that much impulse purchases anymore. I have made them this year, but not nearly as much as before my no-buy year. So I cannot say that it didn't change anything, but it was not like the end solution to all of my problems. I will need to have a system that works for me in a long term and is ongoing, not just like a 1 year fix. So yeah, I don't want to be spending that much money anymore. So I think in future, as I said, between 1,500 and 1,800 euros a year could be like a good start. Maybe in future I could spend less than that, but I think that is like a realistic place to start from, because I don't want to set myself up to a failure. Like, for example, I don't want to set myself a goal of spending only 1,000 euros a year to beauty, because I don't think I would be successful with that. I know for a lot of people that is more than you spend, but for me, considering how much I have been spending already this year, when we do have 3 more months to go, I don't think that's realistic for me. But this is not how much I want to spend, and I do want to be more careful with my makeup purchases. Again, I don't want to end up with a really large collection anymore. I do have now less space to store my makeup in, so I do want to consider that. And also, I don't have any issue if you do collect makeup, but something that I do want to remember myself is that once I spend the money on makeup, I will never get the money back. So the money is gone at that point. That's why I kind of don't like when people talk about investing in makeup. When I think about like investing, I think about investing in stock market, which is not something that at this point of my life I do personally, but that's like investing, or investing in apartments, or maybe you could talk about investing, you know, when you're talking about, for example, clothing, you might want to invest in like a really good high quality pair of boots instead of buying like really cheap boots that will fall apart right away. That I could still see being investing, even though, you know, you're not going to get your money back from those either. But you know, makeup, in the end of the day, it expires. And you know, once you spend the money, and even if you decide to resell, it's highly unlikely that you're going to get back the money that you spent yourself. So yeah, I just think the word invest is a little bit strange when we're talking about beauty purchases. Another reason why I do want to start budgeting is that I do have at the moment other financial priorities. So my husband and I have bought this house. We do want to do some renovating. Of course, you know, we do have money going towards living expenses like mortgage, and also when winter comes we will have quite a high electricity bill. So, you know, just normal stuff like that. And also something kind of like more personal for me. What I have been thinking that I would want to do next year is to get a personal trainer. I have been working out this year, but I just feel that if I really want to get my workouts to the next level, I think I will need professional help. I feel at this point, because I do have such unregular work schedule, I don't have like regular shifts that I work, I feel it's really difficult for me to combine healthy habits with my, you know, work schedule that is just like all over the place. And then it's difficult for me to find time for workout, then it's difficult for me to find time to cook, so I don't really eat that well all the times. So I have been thinking of getting a personal trainer next year. So of course that's no cheap, but I think it will help me personally. So yeah, I do have other financial priorities than just be spending money on makeup and other stuff that I really don't need at this point. And one last thing that I kind of wanted to talk about, like why I do want to budget, is that I want to start practicing being more frugal. Right now, even though I don't feel good about the money that I have spent this year, I have been able to justify it because I worked for the money. I can spend it to wherever I like to, as long as I, you know, do take care of actual financial responsibilities like bills and mortgage and stuff like that. As long as I take care of that, I don't know if it really matters where my extra money is going, or at least it's not that big of a deal. I mean, I don't feel good about the fact that I have spent way over 2,000 euros already this year to beauty, but at least I have earned the money myself. However, most likely somewhere in our future, our financial circumstances are going to change so that my husband is going to be the person mainly responsible from our income. At some point my husband and I for sure want to try to have children. We just don't think right now is the time to do that. And even though here in Finland it is quite typical that women do get back to work when the child is quite young, unless they will have like another children almost right away after the first one. But it is quite typical that women do go back to work. And you know, I don't have anything against women working. I think like that's really cool. And I don't say that I won't get back to work, it depends. I will say if I am at my current job, I necessarily wouldn't go back right away because of my really irregular shifts. But you know, I want to be the one making the decision with my husband if I want to go back to work or if I want to stay at home. I don't want the society to make the decision for me because it's nobody else's business than my husband and mine. So if I would stay home for a little bit longer, my income would drop significantly from where it is right now. Another thing is that I don't necessarily want to be in my current job forever. I mean, it is a job that I do enjoy. I like it, and at this point it's something that I don't want to change right away, but at some point I do want to go back to school and get a degree that gives me more opportunities to do different things that actually make me feel like I'm doing something a little bit more important in this world than sell clothes. So yes, I want to study at some point, and no matter what happens first, if we have children, if we are so lucky, I never want to take that as granted. I know a lot of people are struggling with infertility issues, so you never know. But yeah, if we are so blessed and lucky that we can have children, I don't know what is going to happen first. Us having children or me going back to school, whatever is going to happen first, my income is going to decrease because I can no longer work that much, obviously. So then my husband is going to be like the main source of our income, and even though I'm sure he would, you know, allow myself to spend on beauty, to have a hairdresser appointment when I need it, to buy replacements when I need them, I still don't think he would like me to spend like between 200 to 300 euros a month to beauty, and I wouldn't feel comfortable, you know, doing that. So because of that, I also do want to start practicing being more frugal already, rather than just like wait for the time that I actually don't have the money to spend. But yeah, that was really everything for today. Those are like my main reasons why I do want to do this budget, and also how my budget is going to work. I know this was a really long and rambly video, but I really wanted to explain it all with you, and also why I want to start already this year. There is one thing I wanted to ask from you, and that is about the updates of my beauty budget and how you would like to see them, or would you like to see them all together? Because my budget is going to be like a more seasonal thing, so would you like to see me doing just like seasonal updates always when the season is changing? So the next update like somewhere when the year is changing. So then I would let you know how I did with my budget and where I spent it. And then I would share with you my budget for next year. Or would you actually like to see me still doing like monthly updates and letting you know where I have been spending money throughout the past month and how much I do have for the rest of the season? I could see myself still doing monthly updates, but the only issue that I'm having with that right now is that my payday is always like in the end of the month. So if I order something on my payday, I may need to wait for a couple of weeks before I get my order. So because of that, I wouldn't necessarily be able to upload the update when the month changes, so it would be somewhere in the beginning of month, but not necessarily in the very beginning. I would love to know how you want to see me updating. So yeah, that was really everything for today. Thank you so much for watching this video, and see you on my next one. Bye bye.